Welcome everyone to Real Talk with my homies. I'm your host, Jake Wardrop, licensed realtor with Homepage Realty in Louisville, Kentucky. Today, I had the pleasure of being joined by Kelsey Radcliff, the owner and publisher of Louisville Real Producers Magazine. In addition to owning the publication, Kelsey is also a wife of 7 years to Philip Radcliff, who is a broker at Trio Commercial Property Group, and a mother of 3, James, Owen, and Alina. I met Kelsey after I was invited to join the Cool Kids Club for being in the top 300 realtors in GLAR for volume in 2023. We grabbed coffee, super interesting, got to learn more about the magazine that I had only seen from afar, and kind of got to learn a little bit more about what it does for industry professionals here in Louisville and the surrounding counties. So, Kelsey, how are we today?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. I appreciate you coming on.
Oh, no problem.
Definitely, I know your time is very valuable. You're always running around, it feels like. Yeah. So, to take time out to do this, I'm very appreciative.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Did we have a good 4th of July?
We did, yes. The weather, not so great.
Yep.
But we did what we could. Grilled out with family, pool, in between the rain.
I was almost tempted to ask my daughter if we wanted to get in our pool. But it was late at night, and I was like,
yeah.
It's just us. I know my wife's not going to get in. Just
right.
The 2 of us. So we ended up just hanging out on the deck, watching the fireworks.
And that works.
Shot off some of our own.
Oh, fun.
Does your neighborhood do much fireworks?
They don't. We had a few neighbors that set off some pretty good ones. But yeah, not really.
So I live over, where do you guys live? What part of town?
We live in Middletown.
Okay, Middletown. Mm-hmm. So we live out in Bullitt County, okay. And Mount Washington. And Bullitt County loves them fireworks.
I can imagine.
It was incredible. We normally have a really good show.
Yeah.
Anyway, this year was the best we've ever had.
That's awesome.
It was absolutely amazing.
Do they all come together? Or is it like one person that puts?
No, it's a bunch of different. So you got like look over this tree line. You got a whole bunch of them. You look, one street behind us. You got 2 other guys that are doing it.
Yeah.
I think one of our neighbors did it. We set off a couple ourselves. Ours lasted like 5 minutes. I'm not spending $600 on fireworks.
No,
everyone around me is spending thousands.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it is the good ones, like the ones that you would see at Thunder Over Louisville. They're getting very, very high in the sky. Big.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Whatever comes, stay home and enjoy them.
Exactly. And not have to pay a dime, enjoy a few drinks, and hang out.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So in honor of 4th of July, even though it was a month ago, we are going to do a Mount Rushmore together on America and 4th of July.
Okay.
So I will go first to get things rolling. Then you can go, then I'll go, then you can finish it out with the last one. All right? You think we can do this?
Yeah, I'm like,
okay.
I have a spot here.
Exactly. Yeah, that was the point. Put you on the spot. So, and break the ice a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so my first one is got to be the easiest one, is the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. Joey Chestnut this year was not able to perform. Due to, I guess, some sort of partnership he had with a vegan hot dog company. So Nathan's disqualified him.
Interesting.
So the greatest athlete of our generation was not able to compete in his sport. But nonetheless, Nathan's hot dog eating contest is still about as 4th of July as it comes.
That's too funny. Okay, well, you're getting, let's see. I don't know. I just think of fireworks and the pool. I feel like we do the same thing every 4th of July. Cookout.
Yeah, I mean,
like I feel like just the epitome, like American.
Fireworks, swimming pool.
Yeah,
friends, family. Yeah, all that. Perfect.
Red, white, and blue. Throw on something tacky or don't.
All right, I'm gonna have a very specific number 3.
Okay.
And it's 4th of July related, and that is the put it in reverse Terry. If you haven't seen that. There is a guy, older gentleman in a wheelchair, and he's lighting fireworks with a lighter or whatever, and he just doesn't move. He lights it, just stands there, and some guy, I don't know who he is, some guy is holding the camera, is screaming to put it in reverse, Terry, get out of there, and then all the fireworks go off right next to him in the wheelchair, and it's hilarious. I'm sure Terry's fine, or else we wouldn't be able to laugh about it, but
right,
a hilarious video.
That is.
That withstood the test of time.
Yeah.
All right, number 4 for you.
Oh, gosh.
One more.
So it makes me think of our wedding. I know that's not like very American, but we got married 4th of July. Yeah, we got married 4th of July weekend. So every year we watch our anniversary video, and we had, American flags at the end, sparklers, red, white, and blue American sunglasses that we still have, and we kind of pull them out every year. So it definitely makes me think of that.
Kelsey's wedding.
Yeah.
There we go. Congrats, Phil. Phil and Kelsey on your wedding. Anniversary. Wedding
Right,
anniversary.
Yes.
What day?
June 30th.
Okay, that's my daughter's birthday.
Oh, fun. Well, happy belated birthday to her.
Happy belated anniversary to you guys.
Thank you.
All right. Time to pay the bills a little bit. Ad read. Welcome to today's podcast brought to you by Black Diamond Pest Control with over 80 years of experience in providing the highest quality pest control and a dedication to unparalleled customer service. They have treated just about every kind of pest problem you could imagine across their 14 locations, and they also provide turf maintenance and HVAC services at their flagship office in Jeffersonville. Their commitment to customer satisfaction has earned them numerous service awards and allowed them to grow into one of the largest pest control offices in the nation. With more locations planned in the future, if you've got anything bugging you, air quotes, bugging you, please call 877-DEAD-BUG today, and a dedicated member of the Black Diamond team will assist you with all of your pest control needs. Do you do anything with Black Diamond?
We have in the past. I know my parents use them a lot too.
Do they have any connection with real producers?
They don't at this time.
Do you have a pest control with real producers?
I actually do not.
Black Diamond.
Right.
If you're watching this, it's right here. I'll take my cut. All right. Favorite TV show for you?
So, like, of all time, I'd have to say probably
past, present, or future.
Parenthood. Have you ever watched it? If you haven't,
What is that?
it's older. I think I've watched the season twice. But it's just very relatable, you know, being an adult, being a parent, having kids, dynamics of family, you know, all the things. I feel like it might be a little bit more of a chick show. But my husband did watch some of it too and enjoyed it.
Did he laugh?
Yeah.
Are you supposed to laugh?
Yes, no, it's a little bit of both. Like, it's kind of a little bit of all emotions kind of wrapped.
If I can laugh, I'll watch it.
Friends, talking about laughing. That, love Friends. I think I rewatched that season on, like, my first maternity leave. And, yeah, right now we are into, like, true crime documentaries.
Seems to be there's so much going on right
We've
now.
always really liked, you know, like the Criminal Minds, SVU, all that kind of stuff. But now it's funny. I'm like, people would think it might be a little weird if you look at our, like, history, you know, on our Netflix of all these, like, weird documentaries that we've watched. But they're just kind of fascinating, mind-blowing to us. So we watch a lot of documentaries like that.
My wife is obsessed with the true crime stuff, ID channel. There's a picture, it's somewhere in my Facebook history, and we used to watch Dateline together. Okay. And we would set up the recurring Dateline. At one point, there was like 87 episodes of Dateline on our DVR that we had not watched.
Oh, that's
like we have over 3 days, almost 4 days, literally worth of Dateline to watch.
Right.
So shout out, wife. I know you're not going to watch this, but we're talking about you.
Well, and with kids, it's like, I feel like we even have time to watch TV, you know, by the time everybody gets to bed, and it's like a few minutes and then it's, you know,
time for
lights
bed,
out.
Start over again. We watched, we were in a unique situation last night. My son was playing with my wife's phone, watching like kids YouTube or something. And so we watched the new Ryan Serhant was on like $1 Million Listing in New York. He's got a new show on Netflix called Owning Manhattan. And it's one of those like, it's a real estate show, but it's based out of Manhattan. So it's really interesting. I really like him. Right. I like what he has to say. I like how his perspective on real estate is from a marketing standpoint. So we watched like first 3 or 4 episodes of his new show on Netflix. Oh, nice. It was really good.
I'll have to look at it. Yeah.
It was good. All right. What about the kids? What are the kids like?
Bluey.
We haven't gotten into Bluey yet.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sure we will.
Yes. So it's funny. We kind of like started it, and then, you know, my oldest one kind of got out of that phase. Well, then my middle one, you know, is now into the Bluey. So I feel like we've just been in a Bluey phase for a long time.
Did you cry at the series finale? No. Did you feel it coming, or?
No.
It just wasn't emotional.
No, yeah, but I feel like we've seen so many, and then they're just on repeat some days that, you know, it's hard to like pay attention. But
I haven't. I know like what happens in. I haven't watched it.
Yes,
but like I can see why people would say it's a super emotional thing.
Yeah,
I think kids wise for me, my daughter's all about like those YouTube kid influencers now.
Yeah. We have not hit
like
that
10, 12-year-old girls that are like making YouTube videos, like the makeup mashup videos, all those things.
Yeah.
And my son's obsessed with Blippy.
Okay.
So we
went through a little bit of Blippy, but
we can't get enough of Blippy. We went over to a friend's house yesterday.
That's how they are Bluey, yeah.
We went over to a friend's house yesterday to just hang out, kill some time for a little bit in the morning. And his daughter, I guess, had a little Blippy toy, and you would have thought I gave my son $1 million when I showed him that. He got so excited, was willing to do. He could have done a backflip if he was ready to. All right. Speaking of $1 million, that was a good segue.
Yeah.
What is the first thing you would buy if you won the lottery?
Oh, so it's funny. My husband and I have talked about this. We would buy houses for our kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just keep them as, an investment.
Investment properties now
and then let them, kind of decide if they want to live there, if they want to sell it, if they want to keep it as a rental or, something like that. So it's a goal for us to have a home for every kid.
Genius idea, actually. That's really good. Okay. Last one, and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes of this. Would you rather have $50,000 straight to the bank?
Okay.
All right. Or $500,000 in pennies, but you could not convert it into anything other than pennies?
Who doesn't want to have $1 million? But
it's all in copper pennies.
So terrible.
Yes. But the 50K is all liquid straight to the bank account.
Trick question this morning.
Get you thinking.
I don't know. I mean, my husband would probably pinch me, but I'm like, I think I would say the 50K. Who wants to live around pennies?
Well, I mean,
what are you going to do with it?
You just buy one thing. You just throw them in the back of a truck or back of a U-Haul, and you buy one thing. You're like, hey, this is $500,000. It's going to take you a minute, but there's $500,000 here. Trust me.
So you just buy one thing with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's what I would do.
Okay.
It's your answer.
Oh, see,
if you want 50K straight if you want 50K straight to the bank, that's not a wrong answer.
Yeah. Well, I didn't just say that to my brain. I didn't even think about it like that. Let's go about saying, load them up and pay with the pennies. Tell them they have to count them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Buy a $250,000 house. Well, no, you got three. So what was that, like 170?
Yeah.
170,000 each?
Yeah.
So each got a nice little 3-bed house?
Yeah. I'm like, nowadays, I don't even know.
Yep. We'll start her on a slab.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So you are the owner and producer of Real Producers. Mm-hmm. How long have you owned it and operated the magazine?
So we are a franchise business. Mm-hmm. So I own the Louisville portion. Okay. We're in over 120 different markets nationwide, all individually owned. So I don't want to take credit for the full Real Producer, but Louisville Real Producers, yes, owner, publisher.
We'll just call it Real Producers, but we'll give a hat tip to the
yes. So we ramped up in 2022 and launched that fall. And interesting story about that. So I was very pregnant with my third child, launched the magazine and had a baby like 2 weeks later. So it was a very interesting but fun, time for us. But that was like my goal. I was like, nope, we're going to do this. We're going to do it by this deadline. And we did. We had a ton of support, it was great. But yes, so our anniversary will be October of this year.
Okay.
So
what is the coolest? So you've essentially been in charge for, we'll say, 2 years.
Yes, I started with the company in the spring of 2022. So yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. What is the coolest or most interesting thing that you've been able to do or be a part of because of the magazine? Oh,
well, I think just the people that I've met is huge. I've made so many connections, met so many great people, friends, really just kind of expanded my network, of people. And I really love the event piece of Real Producers.
When is the next event?
It is September 19th.
Okay. What are we doing?
It's Magazine Social.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we have locations?
Tentatively, Big Springs. We have Veritas Mortgage potentially sponsoring that. So we are kind of working out the kinks and details right now.
So, and I was going to ask about this in a minute, but I ask now, how do you fund it? Is it, you got sponsors that do everything? Is there, what's the financial aspect to it?
So we could not function without, we call them preferred partners in the magazine. And that is any of our businesses that really have anything to do with, real estate. We have title companies, mortgage lenders, home inspectors, really anybody who works with real estate agents. So, their advertising dollars go to fund the publication. And then they also help us with events. Mm-hmm. They're helping sponsor, they're helping me brainstorm locations and things like that. So I absolutely cannot take all the credit for that. It is very much them, helping me kind of take charge and, hey, let's switch it up, or let's do an event, that's a morning mingle and we provide content, Magazine Social, where we kind of just celebrate everybody. So they have a huge part in that. So advertising dollars go to fund the publication. but then it also helps us pay for our events. We don't like to charge the realtors, and we don't charge them for anything. So, if you're getting featured in the magazine, it is completely free of charge. Our events, we try to provide also at free of charge, and just make them really unique and different from other networking events.
I was going to ask you about that as far as like, what does it take to be, to be featured at it? And that's awesome to know that it's free.
Yes.
So
yes.
I know there's a lot of things that you can do. There's several websites that if you are a paid subscriber to those websites as a realtor, you get kind of the make-believe awards that they send you on a consistent basis. So it's nice to know that like when you're recognizing someone, it's authentic and it's not purchased.
Yes, correct.
So what is the goal? What's the big goal? What's the 1,050 goal?
So kind of like our motto with Real Producers, and this is across any city that you'll find one in, is connecting, elevating, and inspiring. So we are really, connecting good agents with good people, really elevating their business and sharing inspiring stories of the agents, but also of our partner businesses. You'll see in each issue that we have a cover story who is always a top agent, somewhere in that top 300 list, rising star agent who is somebody 1 to 5 years in the business on the path to success. A lot of times, recommended from a team leader or another broker, that has them on their team. Hey, they're doing amazing. And like, let's feature them. Somebody that just has a really neat story. But then we also save room for our preferred partners because, they're helping fund the publication. We want, people to get to know them as well and for them to share their story. So that's kind of like the model that we follow, each month. But, just connecting, elevating everybody's business through the publication, through the events, and really just kind of having our own little community of good people. Everyone within the publication has been referred. So every business, every realtor that we feature, even people that I talk to, I'm not, just calling any business eligible. If they're not working with, a top agent, or if somebody cannot vouch for them, we are not working with those businesses. So I think that it's different, when you show up to our networking events, what businesses are going to be there, it's going to be good agents and, really just the really strong people in the industry.
Do you guys do any sort of like exclusivity with certain industries? Because I know it's tough in real estate. There's only so many different hats that you can wear in this world.
Yes. So as far as our events, and who the publication goes to, we're doing the top 300, and that's based on your sales volume from the previous year. And then any new rising star that we feature, we'll get the magazine for that month as well. But that goes the same for our events. So we're inviting, those agents who receive the publication kind of as an honor, to them and to just showcase what they're doing, invite them to come celebrate and network with our good businesses. So as far as exclusivity, when we do have an event, it is only for our partner businesses. We're not opening that up to other people.
Do you have like one lender, or do you have multiple lenders that partner with you? Or
good question. So we do for the publication, everyone can kind of have their own category. So, we do have a lender category, a home inspection category, things like that. But we do cap those. Like right now, I think we have 5 or 6 title companies who are partnered with us, and multiple lenders as well. We kind of know that there's somebody for everybody, so if we only had one in each category, we wouldn't really have a great magazine just because,
that's fair.
Funding
that's
dollars,
That's what I'm curious about,
yes, but we want it to make sense for everybody. So, we cap them, like we are not allowed to have more than 10 lenders in the publication at a time. So we cap them at a fair number. And each category is kind of different on the number that we cap it, but we try to make it make sense and be beneficial to everyone involved.
So it seems like either you do a phenomenal job on social media of making it look this way, or it really is this way. You're everywhere. You're all over the place. You're super busy. How do you stay organized?
I do feel like I'm everywhere. I feel like I live
Caffeine and hope?
Yeah, I feel like I live out of my car basically with the kids and whatnot. So I do drink a lot of caffeine actually with 3 kids. But so little backstory, I was actually a teacher. I have a counseling degree. Okay. I did that for like 10 years prior to this career change. I stayed home with my kids for a little bit. So I feel like it's just kind of like my personality. I've got a very like type A, stay organized. I live and die by to-do lists.
Yeah.
I have one for my home. I have one for my business. I kind of rank them in what needs to be done first, and get things done that way. I'm also just very intentional about my time. Like I kind of look at my week and I know, hey, these are the mornings I'm going to be out for appointments. The kids are here, I kind of know who's doing what. And then just intentional about that when I'm posting on social media, when I'm replying to emails, so that I don't get overwhelmed. Yeah. With that, I also have a really good team that I can rely on. I think that's huge, having people that you trust in your corner.
I'll give a shout out to any.
Well, my ad strategist, Dan, and he's just like my right-hand man, assistant ad strategist. He's phenomenal. Yeah, can't function without him. Literally, it was our last deadline. We had crazy, crazy storms. We never lose power at our house. Mm-hmm. And my husband knows, the 25th of each month is our deadline day. So it's kind of like, he takes the kids in the evenings and I, kind of finish some finishing touches and get everything. Yes, publishing, you are hardcore on your deadlines. Mm-hmm. And our power goes out right at bedtime. No Wi-Fi. My phone's on 10%. Oh my gosh. So I call, there were 2 things left that had to be done. And I call my assistant who lives in Colorado. He does everything virtual on the phone. He's so good. And I'm like, is there any way that you can, finish these things? And he did. And I, you just, people that you trust, and it takes a while to get to that point. But, I've got amazing photographers, people on my team, writers, we all kind of come together, so yes, my name is on it. But I could not do it all by myself. There are so many good, important people that play a piece in us getting to the finish line each month, getting the deadline done, getting it out, revisions, getting it sent. So it's huge.
Right.
That also helps me with just staying organized, is having good people in my corner. Yeah.
Shout out Dan.
Yeah.
All right. What is a fun or interesting story about a homepage agent that you've learned since working at the magazine?
Okay, so, first off, I have to shout out Carrie because she's just amazing. Yeah, Carrie Ting, yes. She was on our May cover last year. We did a photo shoot at the Derby Museum. Just super fun. She's so humble, and just really, kind of got to know her. And, a lot of these agents I've seen, kind of in the spotlight or, but getting to kind of know them behind the scenes, that's been really interesting. And then we recently featured Ashley Spillman as a rising star who is, just, if you don't know her, you should.
Yeah, she has a rocket strapped to her right now. She is awesome.
Yes, and just her personality, she's so fun, but just getting to know her and her article just cracks me up. She's got a bug collection, something you'd never know about people. Yeah. She has a bug collection. She, had some photos of that in her article. And then she's also a big thrift shopper. There are times I see her and I'm like, oh, you look so cute. Where's that from? Goodwill. I'm like, no way. I'm like, when do you have time to go to Goodwill and pick through everything? And she always looks so presentable and put together. So I just love her.
Good for her.
Yeah.
All right. Last one is the most important question, and then we'll get you out of here because I know your time's important. So you surround yourself with probably some of the heaviest hitters in our industry. You talk to them. You have their numbers in your phone. If you call, they'll probably answer. If they're not talking to a client, what are some of the traits or tricks that you have seen from top producers? Because I see what homepage people do, and I know what some outside agents do, but I don't see everyone in the landscape that you do. What are some of the tips or tricks that you have noticed that the top producers in our industry are doing?
Really, I feel like that they stand out for a reason, and I'm going to be honest, coming from an education background, getting into real estate, we have people in our family, obviously in real estate. I was, kind of surrounded by it, but I didn't realize really what it took to be an agent, a good agent, not just a hobby agent, not just somebody who sells a couple homes every year. There's nothing wrong with that, by the way.
No, but, not at all.
That's what stands out from our top 300. Those people who are waking up every day, they're working, they answer their phone if you call at 7:00 at night or at 9:00 at night, or they have to get offers in. So they're just really driven, and I think, and dedicated and responsive is something huge that I've seen. You're responsive to people. You're responsive to people who call. I would be meeting with an agent and they're like, hang on, I got to take this. And I don't take offense to it. Mm-hmm. That's your old job. And, so that's been really interesting to see, and just meeting with, some of the top producers, that you don't know, me coming in as an outsider, talking to them. How is this going to go? Everyone that I've met so far has been very nice, very humble, very accommodating and helpful and supportive of the publication, which, I can't ask for anything more. So
awesome. Well, I truly appreciate your time. It's been awesome having you in here. Awesome to talk to you about this stuff. We do something on here at the very end of every episode is we give a gift. Okay. It's not a gift that I paid for, though. It's a gift that came from my house. So your gift is from a company called Ember Onyx Company. Okay. I did buy these a long time ago. Okay. This is from a client. She makes these actually herself. And
let's see.
Yeah. We'll do one of those. We'll do one of those unboxing videos.
Uh-oh. Okay.
So very cool. My wife loves them as well.
Let's see. Oh, a nice candle.
Yes, she makes them herself.
Oh, it smells great.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That one's called Baker's Dozen.
Nice. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
So hopefully you're not leaving empty-handed.
Right. No, I appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, Kelsey, it has been a pleasure. Truly appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks.